Welcome to Shri and Kira Live, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Namaste, beloved ones, and welcome to the Voice of Passionate Action. I am Wisdom Teacher Sri Ram Ka.
And I am Master Lady Kira Ra. And beloved angels, let's just celebrate this moment together, this beautiful another Sunday when wherever you are around the world, however you are connecting with us right now, we are just so grateful to welcome you to our little slice of heaven here in the middle of the earth in the Andes Mountains, from Tosa Blue Mountain to you. Welcome, community. Welcome, family. Welcome, all of you that are just like, hey, what's going on a Sunday? Maybe I just want to sit back and chill and have some coffee and tea and find out what's happening. We're glad you're here because there's a lot to share. It's so much beauty all around. Oh, my gosh, Sri, so much.
Oh, speaking of beauty, I want to invite you to just tune into this backdrop that we chose.
Oh, you know what?
Today.
I should do this.
Here we go.
There we go. I know that's one of my faves.
This is the entrance to the patio here at Tosa Blue Mountain, and I want to show you or point out two prominent features. Kira was pointing to one, and that is what we lovingly call Kedarnath.
Whole other story about how we got stranded at the Jyotirlinga in Kedarnath and literally learned what freezing to death felt like.
And so the shape of that mountain is
the Jyotirlinga.
Is identical to the Jyotirlinga in India.
Yeah.
So it's reminiscent of how that energy from the Himalayas has come over here to this side of the world.
So we always call it our Kedarnath.
And one other little feature right behind Kira's head is
right
the
here.
Merkaba of Self-Ascension.
Right there.
And that, we have that centered on our gate with a beautiful quartz crystal. And the Merkaba sends up this spinning ascension energy that is an invitation to remember the truth of who you really are.
Let's breathe that in. Let's just bring our hands to our heart. Take a moment. Because as we're coming together, we're feeling you all coming in right now, just kind of offering you these moments of gathering. But it's really feeling like this fire is coming together right now. I'm really feeling this sacred circle igniting. And, you know, as this sacred circle is igniting right now, let us also take in a deep breath and say, wow, here we are today. In that transit moment, moving into June, we are definitely coming down with all of the predictions, all of the ascension energy, the ascended numerology. It's wild. It's crazy. You want to be here for the whole hour for sure. Remember that wherever you are catching us, if you go over to our YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kira, you can chat over there if you've got us live, and Jess will be receiving your questions and sending those over to Shri and I. We do invite you to help us share and keep us on topic for you. What is it you're needing us to talk more about today other than what we've already got, which is plenty? Oh my gosh. And then bring your hands to your heart. It's like a duh, oh my gosh moment, guys. All right. Shri will be offering you some of the pyramid updates. However, take a bow right now. We just want to say thank you. We want to give a big shout out to the Sign Network, to John and Sommer, to Ben over at everything that's happening. We were invited to be ambassadors. We're excited to not only be ambassadors of what's coming up this month, but Shri, I think we should just let everybody know you need to be marking your calendars. This is a month talking about dates, so let's just jump in right now.
Well, okay, first date. Well, there's many dates, but
circle
this one. June 18th is kicking off World Unity Week. Now, World Unity Week, we're going to be in Merida in Mexico.
We will be there live at the opening, coming to you from the beaches in Mexico. We are so happy that we are coming together this way. Very exciting.
But this is a gathering of the hearts and minds of so many people around the world, and it's kicking off 99 days of peace.
Now, wait, stop. Feel that.
Whoa.
Just really feel that, because this is all tying into what we're sharing today. This is a profound moment of gathering. So we're going to be talking more about that later on today, but wanted you to make a note. You want to make a note of this very special week coming up.
Yeah, so June 18 to 25, you can learn more at worldunityweek.com and .org. This is a nonprofit gathering.
Just like us.
And so these 99 days of peace, and we'll talk more about this in the coming Sundays.
A lot.
But as Kira said, do you feel this crescendo, this energy building?
Are you excited?
Because we, all of us with our hearts open, are participating in manifesting a coherent wave of loving unity to cover this planet with an invitation to breathe peace.
Ooh. You know, and with that, I have to give a shout out to Dot Maver and everything that she does. I really do, because
Yes.
what she's doing with her I'm not going to say it correctly, and forgive me. I'm going to say the global moment of peace. And Jess, everybody in the chat, help me out with that. And Dot, forgive me. But what Dot's doing is amazing. And this is the exciting moment about June. And this is why we wanted to open with all of these celebrations, because when we show you the June calendar and all of the things that are coming in for June, you're just going to sit back and go, finally. Right? Finally, we're all getting it at the same time. And those that are hearing it, those that are in that conscious moment of ascended presence, are saying yes. Together we are better. And that when we come together, because it really is just the right thing to do, which is what this week is about. And those of you that know Shri and I know this has been Kira's Soapbox for 2 years, and we are just thrilled to just champion and be a part of in whatever way we can be of service to this experience. So make a note. And then I want to have another big announcement. Drum roll, you know, flyby, whatever. All right. We are confirmed. Those of you that are familiar with the project with Chief Darwin and the people up here in the Amazon of Ecuador, our Kenyari brethren, all of that has been put together, and we are so grateful that a delegation is on their way from way up at the border of Ecuador and Colombia. They will be here at Tosa Blue Mountain on June 8th. So please mark your calendars, because on Sunday, June 12th, right here in all of these beautiful networks that are carrying us right now, we will be here live with that delegation. We will be here sharing this piece. We will also be having Chief Phil here coming in via Zoom to join these hands together. So another date you want to look at. And when we get to the calendar, we're going to show you why all these dates are becoming so extraordinarily serendipitous. So many beautiful programs are happening because of you.
Yes.
And every Sunday, Shri and I really do want to bow before you. Thank you for caring.
Yes.
With all of our heart and soul. Thank you for saying yes to this planet. Thank you for not giving up. You know, in this moment, I feel a lot of you. I feel how many of you could have already been gone off the planet by now. How many of you really thought about, why am I here? Why am I staying here? How can I be living at a time like this? How can this be happening? How can that be happening? Oh, my angels, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here now. Thank you for saying yes to the sacred sequence of incarnation with the conscious awareness that you would be exactly where you would need to be at a moment of conscious awareness in a body of form at whatever experience of form it is having, that in this moment, and I want you to really breathe that in this moment, may your heart relax and smile into the joy of knowing you are here because you are a master, because every single thing you do really matters, and because it's the moment for you to know that. Doesn't matter what Shri and I think. What matters is what you're willing to allow yourself to know and to love. And that brings us to June, because it's all about love, guys. June is all about love. I mean, I got everything in the back of me. You know, we got the Beatles, whatever you want going right now.
All you need
is love, right? Love,
don't
love,
forget
love.
it.
This is June, and peace and love and joy together stabilize the ascended presence of consciousness that thereby can sustain the sea of neutrality to successfully hold the balance so that all may have their needs met, and that this experience of co-creation may not only continue, that it can flourish. But in order to do that, and June is that month, it's going to take a lot of you wanting it to happen and putting it into action. So maybe we should just stop and breathe on that.
Take a breath there. It's 11:11 here in Ecuador. Let's breathe it in. In the balance that arises naturally as we relax on our breath into our heart centers, we discover the truth of our authenticity. Our world is really ready for conscious breath. I am. And actions that arise from that space.
Yes.
Who you are matters. And what you do that arises from that truth is always perfect. Trust.
We so bow before you. And so, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm excited. Shree's showing you the June calendar. Okay, let's show them the June calendar. You guys need to see the June calendar.
Here we go.
All right, there we are. Okay, wow. So first of all, you gotta love this, Shree. Now remember, this calendar came out in 2021, the end of the year. Many of you have been, have had it the whole year. If you have no idea what this is, please go to shreeandkira.com, get one. Your kind donation goes into everything that supports all the things that we do. So what is June? It is unconditional love. So in this moment right now, I'm feeling a lot of third chakra energy. So I want to invite all of you to bring a hand to your third chakra, if it's safe to do so. If you don't know what the third chakra is, it's simply right there at your belly button, Just kind of have some fun. Put your hand right there at your belly button and let your stomach relax. Shree always calls it that happy Buddha belly, right? Let your breath relax into your belly. Put your hand on your third chakra right now. Oh, and Shree and I are doing this with you. And then bring your other hand, and it doesn't matter which hand goes where. Bring your other hand to your heart center, right there in the center of your chest. And then if it's safe to do so, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And then Shree's going to guide us through a deep, nourishing, evasive breath. And when you open your eyes at the end of that evasive breath, remembering to smile, I just want you to notice what you notice first. Shree, would you guide us?
Yes.
All
So
right.
bring your attention to the divine flow. On the inhale, we call that Ave, recognizing the divine. And on the exhale, it's just no resistance. It's a sigh. It's Sa. Ave and Sa. Let's do this together. Here we go. Inhale, Ave.
Sa.
And again, Ave. Sa. Slowing it down. Ave. Sa.
Opening your eyes. Noticing what you're noticing. If you need to close your eyes and open them again, you can do that. Really notice what you're noticing. There you go. And I'm going to stop the share for a moment because it's that unconditional love energy that is reaching out to you in its totality through the graphics, through that which was the best I could show you, the visions I had at the time that came through of the energy of June. But everything this year that you've probably already noticed is always in the backdrop, the framework of I am here as the sea of neutrality. So notice what you're noticing right now. You might even want to chat about it wherever you are right now. Notice your third chakra. Notice your heart, right? Were they balancing? Notice if anything's calling to you. Because when the energy of unconditional love stands before us in its empowered state, it can be the single most frightening thing we've ever seen. Because unconditional love is going to hold you through your tantrum, let you have it, and then call you out on it. Unconditional love is going to hold you to your highest. Unconditional love is that which you are as I am. And it begins with you, loving you. Are you nourishing yourself? Are you taking care of you? Are you inviting that mastery presence to fill you with every thought and deed? Or is density the attractor field? Do you enjoy your partners in pain? Do you like the gossip mill and the I've got to be right and I need to tell you why and here's why you're wrong and I'm right? I always go back to Gandhi at the end of the day because you guys know my love affair with all things Gandhi. And the one thing that I really, really, really love, one of my favorite quotes, is an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And I just want you to breathe that in. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Unconditional love is not coming forward and saying you can abuse me. That's victim consciousness, where the imbalance of love is often found and is a phenomenal, wonderful playground that we all go through, right? It's awesome. The empowered moment of unconditional love is to hold the divine mastery presence for all and to have such steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust that you are very aware. The way I like to describe it when people ask me, I often have people ask me what it feels like. I feel like I'm walking through a glass aquarium. Like I'm walking through a tube, a glass tube in a 360 aquarium. I am very aware. We are all aware, right? No matter what, you will always be aware of everything that's going on around you in one way or another, because perception is reality in this form of density. So that's always going to be. It's knowing that as you walk clearly in the path of creation and not letting any of that become a crack in that glass, much less a flood that would threaten your very existence to where you feel you can't even breathe. I'm using this example with you because that's how June is going to be. It's this unconditional love moment. It's this incredible moment. And you know, Shri, what I love is that June itself, just the energy of June, before we get to June 2022, but June itself is that energy of that cosmic twin. It's that 2 plus the infinite.
Oh, yes, that's an energized twin for sure.
Right? Talk about the May mirror on steroids.
You know, and this is indeed the temple of the soul, the reflection of the sacred union, the divine, and you are one. You know, one of the things that, as you were mentioning Gandhiji, I just want to, sorry, I'm going to interrupt us for a second, because it just came alive.
It's a good interrupt, right,
It came alive in my consciousness.
I'm so glad.
Another quote from Gandhi was, there are as many religions as there are people on the planet.
Now breathe that in. Just breathe that in. I want you to say that again. Or I'll say it again and you can continue, whatever you prefer. Because I love that quote so much. You say it again. I like it.
All right. There are as many religions as there are people on the planet. Now breathe in the deeper discernment. Your life is your spiritual path.
I need you to say that again.
Your life is your spiritual path. Yeah. Everything, every thought, every action, every relationship is part of your spiritual practice. And with that knowing, we understand Archangel Zadkiel, who said, if we are to use the word sin, the only sin would be to interfere with the path of another, or to allow another to interfere with yours.
Now really breathe that in, because that's where unconditional love stands up, right? That really is a great definition of unconditional love. I love how you're looking at that. Fabulous.
And so as we are becoming ever more refined, ever more pure, ever more authentic, you know, we are indeed evolving, are we not?
Like it or not.
You know, we keep refining. We keep getting a little brighter, a little happier, a little more authentic with every breath.
Oh, God, I hope so. It's been a long time coming. Welcome.
So as we move into this June energy.
Which rocks, right, guys?
With love calling out to us in the month of June.
Right?
You know, it's a time to release the limitations, to release the judgments, to see everything before us as your twin.
To love, 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 and honestly, to let it begin with you. This is really that moment of, and let it begin with you.
Yes.
Love you more. Say yes to you more. To be in this false illusion that taking care of yourself is selfish is to consecrate poverty consciousness and victim awareness. To say yes to this temple and say, you know what? Thank you, body. You know, I'm going to be 62 in September, and every day I'm like, thank you, body. You're stronger every day. You look better every day, because it's clear that the more I take care of you, the more the me, the divine mastery presence that is that eternal being of constant creation, can be. And so to take care of your body of form, to reverse age, is nothing more than an option that's yours to say yes to, and it's not hard. It does take commitment.
Yes.
And that's where that, that tunnel comes in, because I really do live in that tunnel. And sometimes I have communications with those that are right there at that glass wall. And the reason I use that is more like an energy barrier is because steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust is exactly the moment where you free yourself from that fifth dimensional energy and stand in the freedom of non-judgment. That again begins with you. So I want to bring you to the June Ascended Numerology for a moment, and then we're going to come back to the calendar. But the reason I want to show you the Ascended Numerology is because I want you to look down first at the dates. So if you look down, you will notice, and this is so extraordinary. We didn't even know about World Unity Week. We didn't even know about what was coming on around the world because we stay in our little tunnel of this is what's happening. But Ascended Numerology is universal. The truth is the truth, right? This is the system of the ancient magi in its totality of creation. And so this year is very unique because the June 21, 2022 solstice is amplified through the June 2022 expansion. Thereby, they combine as one energy. And I want you to look to the right at the body of form experience of June. And if you look at this chart, you'll see the number 10 happens to be the manifest energy. This is one of the single most profound moments for humanity. It's not just the 22nd. It's not just the 21st. It's 2021, 22. And this is why Sri and I early on were like, okay, this is when all of the unification of the tribes is going to have to hold, because this June moment for humanity, remember, all energy is neutral. So we are applying it with love, 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 living in a world where the hate's going to show, right? We just don't need to focus on it. We don't need to worry about it. We don't need to talk about it because they've got that covered. We don't need to add to it. So what are we doing? Well, here's what we're going to do on this side. and the gift is that we love that they're doing what they're doing. They have the right to do what they do and to answer for it within their own system of how that system experiences it. Or that is one way of navigating this potentiality. And God bless, I'm so grateful they're there, because without them, this experience of consciousness would not be here. So for those that are saying, wow, that's kind of feeling right to me, then it's time for you to let it really feel right to you and stop hiding. Yeah. And realize that there is an extraordinary moment for humanity. And Shri, I just want to pop up the June calendar, and then we're going to share a little more and go to some of your questions. Because as you look at the June calendar, something is happening this week. What is it? It's Thursday.
Yes.
Mercury is completing.
Retrograde.
But here's what's even more power-filled about that. Not only is the Mercury retrograde completing as the new alchemy comes in. So look at the first, look at Wednesday, and we're already in this energy because remember, every single month this year overlaps. And go look at your calendar at home. Look at how the way, Jan, they all overlap. So inside where we are in May, entering into this moment of June now, we enter into June with raised hands of prayer for peace. And I am so grateful that we are here together talking about World Unity Week starting on the 18th, because if you look at the 18th, that is when all of this energy resets. Moving into that week, that is going to that 19 to 25. It's really, the 18 to 25 experience. And if you look at the 22nd, it is the eye of the eye of the eye, receiving the new alchemies and receiving the new way that the harmonic flows will come together to unify through conscious awareness, through unconditional love in its full power. And I just want to take almost a moment of silence on that. Can we just like bring our hands to our heart and let's all take a moment and feel the gift we have in front of us and those that have already said yes to it. And then, as you're feeling that, I think, Shri, it's a good time to just give a 1-minute update on the pyramid, because that's what's also going to be happening, is that it makes me want to cry. That my beloved husband and his inspiration and you, it's all of you that have been here and doing the work and saying yes, that the first pyramid of peace is really happening and is coming up. And that at that moment in September, when those 99 days of peace reach this epitome, when we have walked through this June and we have said yes to humanity, we will gather together in form, and so many already committed to being here in person, inside this pyramid. Yeah. And so we want to give you our 1-minute pyramid update as part of Shri's update, and invite you to keep breathing. Minutes. Oh, I think you should take as many as you want. I think you should take a lot, don't you? I'm going to start looking too. I want you guys to hear Shri. Do you feel bellies though? Do we need to do a quick third chakra? How's your third chakra, guys?
Yeah, there is some tightness out there. So,
let's just breathe.
This is a good opportunity to recognize how beautifully interconnected we all are. And it's all only a matter of tuning in to bring that into consciousness. Otherwise, just trust. Yes. So take a hand to your abdomen. And as you breathe consciously, letting the belly rise and fall. I am here. I am safe. I am love. Bring a hand to your heart. I am here. I am safe. I am love. The number one quality that allows love to flow is a state of peace. Peace is the foundation upon which the manifest universe, especially this new earth that we're co-creating together, this is the foundation upon which we create together. We dance together. No resistance. Emergent creation. This is the field of infinite abundance. It's peace that allows the dance. And so the pyramid of peace, quite scientifically, will be vibrating at 600 on David Hawkins' scale. Now, David Hawkins is very famous for his levels of consciousness. And what I want to show you is, take a peek here. So if you take a look at the various levels of consciousness, humanity as a whole is vibrating in that zone in the low 300s on average. But most of the more developed countries are in the higher 300s, and some even touch into the 400s. And as you look at ascension awareness, where we begin to recognize the power of love, gratitude, and joy, you see that the true gateway to ascension consciousness or full enlightenment is 600. On Hawkins' scale. And that energy is peace.
And imagine, I just have to share, Shri, as you're getting ready to share more about the pyramid, imagine what's going to happen. There are literally, personally, we have over 20 years of research with this very specific pyramid shape and style and why it matters. And so really you can go look it up online and learn more about that. There's years and years of study and then years of personal things that we have done with it as well. Yes. And imagine what happens when, through our conscious awareness of simply in service to, just doing this because it really needs to be done. That not just talking about a grid that people can't see, experience, or understanding, but to actually anchor 12 specific points of light with conscious awareness around the world, each one bearing the water of life experience for people to enjoy this water, receive this water, have this water available to them, to be able to energize and be able to sustain the frequency of peace without any other experience, to let people come and walk in these pyramids and feel these pyramids, to watch how more abandoned oil fields will start having fresh flowers and lakes will not be polluted again. Let's do this together.
Yes.
And that's the power that you are part of this little teeny tiny grassroots experience right now. And God bless you for helping us, because you know what? Margaret Mead, one of my favorite, it doesn't take a lot of us, but just a few of us, we can do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
So we're glad you're here.
And your soul knows the way.
Yes!
We already have the instruction manual inside. We just need to relax our preoccupations.
So I want you to see what my beautiful husband did for you this morning, because we have had so many miracles. As you know, we want to give you these little 1 minute updates every week. So here's Sri's big
All right,
1 minute
we made a little
weekly
movie
update.
to help you understand a little more about the pyramid that
All
we
right.
are constructing.
Enjoy this minute. We'll be right back.
Here we go. Danielle, the architect, is showing us samples of the wall construction.
So this is bajareke. This is a traditional way of doing the walls of what the pyramid is going to be made. This will be the cover of the actual bamboo structure. It's very heavy and very acoustic, very traditional, as you see. All the nuts are done handmade. We don't have any screws. So right here we have the finished touches for inside the pyramid. So they will be covering one facade of the bajareke to see some lines, diagonals, and very much going with the flow of the geometry of the pyramid and the structure. So we're having both things that I'm showing you right here. So we have the cane, and then we have these triangles in each section
with the
bajareke itself.
So the bajareke and the bamboo will both be visible, though.
Yes.
Okay.
The
right. Gorgeous.
So we're gonna see the bamboo, but then in these whole triangles, we're gonna see either cane, that is this part, and the bajareke in other sides.
Wow. Incredible.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, Shri, you did. That was my husband made that for you. I hope you enjoyed it.
So one of the things, there's so many celebrations here.
Yes.
One of them is the purity of the energy of the high aspect ratio pyramid, which does resonate at a more a pyramid is an antenna. It is a radiator of energy, and this particular one is opening up the portal to the cosmic essence that is our nature as beings. And the other thing is we're unifying with the earth. Everything that we're making here is being made in accordance with ancient wisdom, back-checked through modern engineering principles to make sure that we're doing the very best in harmony with. Now, for example, Daniel showed you that mud wall. That mud wall is being used in southern Ecuador still to this day.
We live in a bajareke home.
And so this is an ancient anti-seismic form of construction, and the indigenous folks from the east side of Ecuador are going to be coming to assist us to build this.
We're so excited.
The bamboo that we're using structurally, big 4-inch tubes of bamboo.
You'll get blow by blow, guys, every week.
This bamboo is coming from the coastal area of Ecuador.
We're unifying the tribes to build it.
It's a different tribe, a different
and they're
wisdom.
all working on it together.
And so this group of people are coming over to assemble the bamboo. The other group are doing the mud and the thatch. And I'm going to be locating the crystals in the right spots to amplify this, and what a blessing.
Isn't it?
A blessing.
So thank you, because remember, this blessing is you. This is not us. This is not Shri and Kira. This is a world coming together saying, together we are better and enough is enough. It is your kind and generous donations. And hey, guys, we're not there yet, but we have just said go. We have ordered everything.
Doing it.
We're doing it because we actually did watch Field of Dreams again last night. It was really great to watch it again after all those
I want to
years.
give a plug.
It was great. Go watch it again.
Let go of the baseball metaphor and look at it as a metaphor for consciousness.
Yeah, or let the baseball metaphor be that.
And just have fun with the baseball.
And with Ray Liotta recently transitioning, I just wanted to give one last wave to Shoeless Joe Jackson. So let's go to you guys right now, because there's just so much here. And Jess, thank you. Hey, all of you online, if you're on with Jess right now, she graduated her first boy yesterday, and all of us mommies know what that feels like when our first one graduates high school. We love you, Jess. All right, so let's go here. I'm going to start right at the beginning. Shri, this is just so beautiful. You guys rock. All right, this is from Beshtar. Hi. There is only one being in existence. You are me and I am you. You are everybody and everybody is you. Therefore, if you harm another, you harm yourself. May love be our guide and love to all that is. We love you, sweetheart. What a
Namaste.
thank you. Yeah. I love opening with that sharing. Thank you, Jess, for sending that, because we're just reading them and as Jess sent them to us. All right, from T. Grant, we were on the front line to get here. Oh, God, yes.
Yes.
Not only are you on the front line to get here, trust me, you kicked people out of the way and we're like, that's my line, excuse me. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, yes. All right. I'm going to let Shri keep reading because my eyes have a hard time reading. Oh, this is from Valencia, from Morning Sunbeam. Hi, Valencia. We love España. I'm hoping to get there next year.
All right, this is a greeting saying greetings and blessings to Shri and Kira and all of this loving community. Thank you for your blessings, dear. And another being, Gracious Love, says, I'm sending blessings to all in these miraculous times.
I mean, all of you, let's just receive each other. That's why we're here. We as we pass the plate and receive the abundance, that plate is filled with this. It is filled with everything that supports us in every way.
And Goshko says, thank you so much, Shri and Kira. And thank you, beloved one, for your kind attention and
love you.
Intention.
Yes.
Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
I have never wanted to leave the earth because it is a beautiful place, and I believe in the goodness of people, bringing about a better earth experience for everyone.
And so it is, and thank you for being.
All right, Baldeve writes,
Hi,
I am
Angel.
truly ready, and I am observing many who resist being ready, who are deeply engaged in the 3 and 4D distractions, while I abide in the world of Bhakti, Shanti, and Ananda.
So I'm grateful you brought this up, because I do want to just make one mention before we continue, because we have so many here. We want to get to all of you. And that is that in the sea of neutrality, right? I am here. And the reason I do this is, first, it's coming in prayer, because the I am that is here is outside of an identity of anything that would have a motive outside of in service to. And so to hold that presence is not easy. You all know that, right? That's why we tend to think we cycle. I am. I release all, right? I am here is my bond to this body of form, this world of potentiality. And when we come together at our heart center, notice where my arms are, right? When we come together at our heart center, it's just a beautiful reassurance to the body of form, as Sri Ramka so lovingly teaches. When we bring our hands to our heart, it offers reassurance to the body of form. You're literally training the body of form not to be afraid. And so if you become afraid, if all of a sudden you think you're going to have an anxiety attack, or if something's happening and you think you can't handle it, or you just need a moment, I invite you to try on training yourself to just bring both hands to your heart center, and you take in that deep Ave Sa breath. Remember, Ave, think like Ave Maria. Hail, hello. It's hi, higher self. I get it. Can I trust you? Because it's really about you trusting you. So when we breathe in Ave through the nose, we're consciously receiving, we're nourishing, we're lifting up and opening the potentiality of the greater consciousness. And when we exhale the Sa, it is the infinite living presence of service. I am here, if you prefer, is Ave Sa. So I am here, holding a heart space as a sea of neutrality, consciously aware that all have the right to be, and that in that ownership of that, rather than just saying that, I can tell you point blank, it's not always going to be easy. You know, you're glad you find those that understand, but the gift is that as you do, and as you believe more in yourself, then more come because of you, not what you're saying, because of who you are. That's what passionate action is. Yeah. It's not what you say, it's who you are and what you do.
We're born into a world of duality and polarity
by choice.
By choice, because this is what activates our discernment.
It's goopy. I like touching. Don't we like doing this, right? We're in a goopy one.
And as we lift, and vibrationally as we lift, we begin to see the unity. We begin to see the reflection of the divine in all things. And they call it Earth School for a reason. People are here to learn, to evolve, to grow.
All of us.
And all of us
without limitation
have that in common, do we not?
Everybody! It's a very round, beautiful table. And when we come in as collaborators, everything flows. And that's what you're watching the magic unfold right now. All right. Where are we at, Sri? Right
well,
here,
there's
Gary.
so many. Okay, hey, Gary. Yes. I asked
Gary.
God straight up, what the hell am I doing here?
I love you, Gary. I love you so much.
And I got the answer. He said, you are a light in a storm, and you will guide them home. And that's all of us.
I love you, Gary. Thank you for sharing with us, honey. All right.
All right. Let's go to Suzanne.
All right.
She says, okay, this is freaking me out.
Okay, we're all breathing.
Because the Ascended Numerology looks so much like my Ascended Numerology birth chart.
Okay, so I'm going to pop it up again really quickly. And so, Suzanne, taking a breath, and I'm going to put it up for everybody really quickly, and we will, of course, be expanding on this much more. Oops, wrong one, but take a breath. That's a fun one too, right? There it is. I had the wrong click. Okay, so as you're gazing at that, whether or not it seems familiar to you, the reason I wanted to bring it back up is for all of you to look at what June, Sri was talking earlier about the 2 plus the infinite, but that's just June in and of itself. The totality of this month is the 8, which is the lotus chakra, in harmony with the double infinite. And we are heading there right now, and we will enter that Wednesday, and we're going to stay there until right away on Tuesday. We're going to come out of this extraordinary, on June 2nd, Thursday, we're going to come out of that extraordinary double infinite creation experience. Remember, right now, create, get together, gather with groups, bring out your greatest visions and say yes, because that completion will bring us into the 6, which is what? It's balance, balance, balance. Balance, balance, balance. At the end of the day, balance is what will heal it all. Balance is the recognition that all have the right to be. It releases the judgment that holds us from the state of awareness into a state of full conscious being. It's that moment. And together we're all here having fun arriving there. So thank you guys for sharing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, well, Laura writes, hi, Sri and Kira. I love to ask you this question. Do you think ancient India was a modern or even more modern civilization with perhaps even greater technology with beings from somewhere else?
I love this question. Do you want to answer it first?
Well, I tell you what, I want to say yes.
Right.
And yes.
We have been very blessed to have had a lot of really extraordinary insider time in India. And I think the Ellora Caves for me were what really did it. Yes. When we were in the Ellora Caves, there is just, not only do you have that density evidence, like the evidentiary experience of the Ellora Caves and what happened there. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. Phenomenal. But the other piece is that at every single Jyotirlinga, let us not forget that the perennial philosophies really that came in, those ancient rishis and sages had it all worked out, and we're just catching up again. And everything that we do as a Gita scholar myself, the references and the direct identity that is there is massive. And the reason I want to offer one more piece here is that this is why what's happening in June is again so important, because with the movement of the Kundalini from the Himalayas over to this Andes mountain, and with Mother Ganga really raging and saying, I demand to be acknowledged for what I am, and the Amazon doing the same, this is why this is such a profound moment. And so the answer is not only yes, the answer is that there are many who are already aware of this and quite frankly trying to stop the greater awareness that is going to surface through our conscious adaptation to the greater energies that are already revelatory. We're just not accustomed to paying attention.
It's also a reminder that all knowledge is available.
Exactly.
And that having taken birth and density and the polarity we talk about, we have been kind of preconditioned to think it's out there somewhere.
Right.
Or if I work a little harder and read another book, I'm gonna get an answer.
Right.
And that's kind of the entry level of cultivating discernment. In fact, all that exists is still available.
Yeah.
And as we relax into our multidimensional nature, as we relax out of or dissolve the paradigms of thinking that would like to have objects this caused this and this and this. As we move into the fabric that allows that thinking to exist, we begin to touch into the truth of the cosmos, which is an infinitely abundant quantum state of being where all exists. And now we're talk about fun.
Well, what I'm loving is you're describing this is that moment of conscious, right? That we have as an experience of consciousness in this moment. The reason the Sea of Neutrality has ignited is because of our depth of awareness. So I'm loving you guys. You guys just, let's keep going. All right, tons here. Let's keep going.
Okay, all right. We've got Astaria who says, thank you for the pyramid video. You are welcome, our delight. And Marianne says, this pyramid just fills my heart and soul. It feels like home.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. How kind of you. Well, Shri, after you were just sharing what you did, I was really called. I want to pull up right now where we are. So, guys, let us not forget that right now in May, it's like, hey, June's Wednesday, but what about today? Well, remember, we are in an extraordinary moment. We're in a trinity. So the 29, 30, and 31, this wonderful little bonus energy of choice is very much a bridge. You may want to think about it as a pyramid. You may want to call it in many as a trishul. How does that trinity appearing around you? How are you noticing that? Because today, the 29th, as we start breathing into the final moment of May, and I'm going to bring you the May Ascended Numerology to show you where we are culminating this month. But as we are moving into this illuminated new moon, when we move into Tuesday, the 31st, I'm now going to go right to the June calendar. So remember this Monday, right now, illuminated new moon. If you overlay that here, you notice that on Tuesday, that moment of that illuminated new moon is actually the first moment that those new geometries, those new connections, all of that is starting to actually roll out into form. And that's really important to pay attention to, because from the Ascended Numerology, and I'm going to go to the May Ascended Numerology right now, you'll notice that it's the last thing. So when you gaze at the May, let us not forget that this has been a wild ride, guys, and there's 3 days left, and it's all about conscious choice. Conscious choice. You are not a victim, right? But when we gaze at where we have been since that lunar eclipse, that lunar eclipse came in as a 12, but it came in as a 12 as a double 6 against the 6 of the infinite of the year itself, which meant that May was all going to be about flushing things out. Anybody that was full of it will have revealed themselves. Anybody that was real will have come forward. Anybody who was hiding is going to have either revealed or walked away. It's like a clarity that has brought you to a moment of stunning joy. A moment where let go of everything that needs to dissolve and say yes to what's right in front of you.
And what's right in front of us is indeed the opportunity to come into that illuminated new moon of May 30th, which brings us into that divine energy of the lotus chakra. The lotus chakra is that divine connection that floats above the traditional chakra system.
Creation!
It's that transpersonal energy. And so look at the wonderful conspiracy of the universe here as we move
You're being set up to win. What a shame.
Exactly.
What a shame. Humanity's being set up to win, which means everyone's going to win. This is why it's going to get intense. Remember, it's neutral.
Energy is neutral. Consciousness is the alchemical ingredient that helps manifest. And so this is a reminder, regardless of your beliefs, regardless of what you've read or what you know at the mental level, we must continue to open the gateway to our soul's authenticity. And that gateway can be found right at the heart center. It's no accident that every great religious tradition on this planet says, get to the heart, get to the heart.
Please get there.
Please get there. Because from here, we open up the ascended consciousness.
So I want you to...
Foundationalized right here. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt you in any way. But I was so excited by what you were saying. I wanted to just point out that one of the other reasons, as Shri mentioned earlier, that we have our front gate here is that's actually pretty big, that Merkaba. When we had our ranch in Tosa Blue Mountain, Tosa Ranch, New Mexico, it was 18 feet?
18 feet.
18 feet. And we did build a giant pyramid there, but that one was only 30,
22
maybe
feet.
22 or 28 feet. So this one's going to be 72. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because that is 2022. Remember that 2022, and I want to just share with you again, has been all about that energy of the 6 with the infinite. And that through all of these up-level moments, remember, every single full moon has been an up-level. Humanity is just getting literally hit with so much amplitude. It's like just when you're adjusting, you're getting up-leveled again. Just when you think you've caught up, you're going to get up-leveled again. So the key is to really let go and enjoy the ride and really just be. And as you gaze at that Merkaba energy right there, superimposed over the ascended presence, it's our time. It's the time to say, I release being a victim. I release all of that energy, and I am standing in the energy of the mentor, the teacher, and the healer, in that presence of peace, love, and joy, sustaining that energy of the co-creative power and momentum that 2022 has called forward. And I invite you, if you haven't done a miracle list recently, I really encourage you to take a minute and sit down and just really say thank you and look at all the things that are actually manifesting in your life right now. I actually had my angel buy me a huge whiteboard because there were too many for me to keep in my head. It was like, okay, we just need to say thank you out loud here, right? So let your miracles roll.
Part of the fun of being here is actually training your mind to be your faithful servant rather than to run wild and pull your attention away from what is.
Steadfast commitment, focused awareness.
And when we activate our heart center as the root, as the foundation of the ascended state, and we notice what is in our lives and around us, we come to that gratitude-filled recognition that everything in our life is conspiring to awaken us.
Yes.
Everything is loving us awake. And sometimes experiences at first glance feel a little bit confrontive. And with a deeper breath and a deeper, relaxed consciousness, we discover the gifts that they're carrying. This is a beautiful life, and your life is your spiritual path. Dance. Enjoy.
All hyphen ways.
If you want.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's wonderful. You know, I do want to share, as you were sharing that, Shri, that we had a comment here from Angela and saying, you know, so many times this week I nearly walked away. And I want all of us to bring to our hands to our heart, because how many times, and she ends with so thankful to be here now. Yeah. And as we all are, how many times have you ever said, why am I still doing this? Or why do I do this? Or I just, you know, it's becoming harder. Those are the moments when density and all that is of that density consciousness is just simply afraid. And that's that moment when you can remember to wrap your arms around you and love you even more. You can come forward and say, I know you are afraid, but I am here. Mm-hmm. And there is actual strength in the physical moments, right? As Shri's demonstrating still with the heart, right? Hands to heart, I am here. It's a gift when we can start giving our body the conscious awareness that we are paying attention to how we are consciously navigating. And so this is the pyramid of spiritual awakening. And I think it's a really good thing to gaze because you can see how fluid it is. It's a pyramidal experience because of this field of potentiality. But as Shri has been sharing a lot about, you know, in the conscious awareness, we're born into that density consciousness.
That's right. And density consciousness is the way that we hone our awareness. Is through the contrast, through the polarity, through the pain and the joy that we begin to really cultivate our consciousness.
Yes.
And that leads us up into spiritual spiritual activism, where we seek to bring a little love to this consciousness and seek to modify things in our world, but we're still coming at it from somewhat of a self-centered or spiritualized ego.
You know, we're really, because in density, it's very much about a me focus. It's very much about safety. Whereas when we rise, spiritual activism is a rising energy. It's actually an escalation of consciousness, but it's very much an us focus. And then it becomes my us versus your us. But as we ascend through that, you'll notice there's that gateway. You see that really bright point of light at that line where we open our eyes beyond the activism and move into the moment of awareness. And that's when that ascension energy ignites that eternal smile of remembrance, that it is truly a moment to say yes to you, when you can remember, forgive them, they know not what they do, begins with you. Forgive you. You know, as Shri so beautifully has shared so many times, right? You are awake to that level of consciousness, and you're doing the best you can given that at any given time. Breathe in, because peace begins with the self, does it not?
Yeah. So we've given you a challenge to move forward, to notice the miracles, notice the beauty in your life. I want to add to that a little consciousness stimulation. This week, as I go day by day, how can I love myself more?
Let's breathe that in.
How can I support myself more? And I was thinking about Angel, who wrote saying, you know, there were times when I was thinking of just kind of walking away. Those are the times I've experienced that.
Right.
And that's a great time to take some time into nature, or to get that hot bath with some salts and oils. Yeah. Do what nourishes you to just let it fade away. Because we must recognize we're operating on multiple levels. We do have a body. We do have emotions. We have thoughts. We have feelings. We have spiritual energies. We have all of this stuff that is contributing to the manifest glory of this conscious experience. But at times we get pulled a little too far into one way or the other. And so those are the times to draw that bath, or to take that walk, or to simply take a breath and say, I am.
Yes. I am here.
You got this. You're not going to mess it up. It's a simple matter of keep walking.
Yes.
Just keep going.
And you know, breathe in. I want you to just breathe in what Shri just shared, because I think that's so important, honey. I think that everything that he just said was so important to breathe in, and really notice your heart right now. I want to go back to what we were talking about earlier, and that is that this June is very much about love. And it's very much about unconditional love. And it's important to remember, and we'll talk more about this next week, that the bottom line is that this is right now a month that you are always going to remember. Bottom line, June 2022 in and of itself is that infinite presence of the 8 with that double spinning infinite. So no matter where we go all month long, that's going to be overarching. That spinning lotus of that archangelic infinite presence is so profound that it's going to be calling the all to awareness. Now bring your hand to your heart on that, because there is an alchemical transformation before humanity right now. I do encourage you to go to shrinkcare.com and learn more about that. It's in the Learn More About the Yoga of Self-Ascension. Everyone is going through an alchemical transformation, and it doesn't mean you have to understand it or believe in it. What it is a stunning moment. And this moment is inviting a depth of self-reflection and personal responsibility, underline capital, that is kind, that is loving, and that honestly is empowered. And I want you to really breathe that in, because that is the moment at hand, and there's so much more.
I just want to underscore what my beloved has shared. Kind, loving, and empowered.
The law of instantaneous manifestation in abundant experience, in the awareness of the choice that you're still anchoring for the next 3 days.
Yes.
I'm excited about being here next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beloved ones, thank you for your kind attention and loving each other in this community of ever-expanding joy. And we will look forward to being with you live again next week.
Right here.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Namaste.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week. Namaste.